Each and every day, my children inspire me. They make me view life and situations in such a different way. So I wanted to share some of those life lessons that I have learned through my children. And the first one that I wanted to talk about today is feeling free to fail. I don't know about you, but for me, there have been times when I have wanted something so badly, this dream, this goal, this idea, and I want it so badly. It is burning so deeply inside of me that I become paralyzed with fear, because the thought of failing, the thought of rejection, the thought of not making it, the thought of humiliation, embarrassment, it paralyzes me. And so instead of going after something that I so deeply want, I don't do anything at all. And that's sad, right? I mean, to go through life safely, but to never actually go after what we want because we are afraid to fail. We're afraid of how it feels. It feels awful. It feels lonely and dark and low. And in order to protect ourselves, we just don't do it. We would rather play it safe. My children have taught me to feel free to fail, because with children, they don't view it as failing. They view it as learning. And watching them grow and develop, it's all about learning and trying and evolving and growing and not focusing so much on the destination as the process and the journey. I mean, take for instance some of the most fundamental things in life, right? Walking. Hi. You don't just stand up and just start walking. No, my children, I mean, my gosh, Riley was more than a year old. She would analyze and she would watch everyone else walk. And when she was finally ready, she took those few steps. She fell. She laughed. I applauded. I encouraged her. Noah, on the other hand, I mean, he just tried right away and he would fall. He would try right away and he would fall. And eventually both of them learned how to walk and run and jump and skip and balance on one leg. But no, it wasn't an overnight process, but they didn't view those first few steps and falling as failure. They viewed it as learning. And as a parent, I did too. I didn't say, oh gosh, you didn't succeed the first time. Well, I guess that's not going to work out. No, I encouraged and I cheered them on. I mean, how amazing would it be if that's what we did for ourselves and for each other? Whatever the goal was. I mean, eating. They had never eaten food before. So yeah, they would spit it out. They would make faces. They didn't like it. But, you know, little spoon by spoon, we encouraged them. They grew to love it. And now they're voracious eaters. And it's amazing. Every little step of development that I viewed, gosh, it hit me that it's not failing. It's learning and growing. And as a parent, I've also learned the reward system, right? You want kids to continue to try. And so there's the reward system, like potty training. Riley would get Skittles every time she successfully went to the potty. Noah, it's Starbursts or maybe a little bit of brownie. But we reward it and we encourage it. And so failing feels good because you're trying. You know that there's something at the end of it. I mean, just for instance, in just the past few months, my kids have learned how to swim without floaties. And the first lesson was brutal. I mean, both of them were crying in the water with their instructors. But by week 4, Riley now jumps into the water. She swims without help. Noah can swim without help. And it is incredible to see them going from crying to slowly developing those skills, loving those skills, and then putting them to work, because we do not use the word fail. We use the word learn. So if we can shift that mindset for ourselves, we open up a whole new world. Kids know that failure, learning, is a natural part of the process to success. They don't get embarrassed. They don't get humiliated. I mean, that's us. That's the adults. That's what we feel. Kids don't feel that. They just try. And they try, and yeah, they might get frustrated, but they continue to try, and they are so proud. So proud. Mommy, take a look at me. Take a video of me swimming. They're so proud. So what if we shifted that mindset for ourselves? Failure is part of the process to success. You meet any successful person and they guaranteed they will tell you how many times they have failed. But the difference is they keep on trying, they learn from those errors and those mistakes, and then they reach that incredible goal. No one is perfect the first time around, or probably the second time around. They continue. So this is what I want. I want you to replace "I am afraid to fail" with "I am afraid to build my best life." What if you replaced it? What kind of perspective and mindset shift would that be? I am afraid to build my best life. And if you shared that with someone, they would say, why? Why? And you would say X, Y, and Z. I am afraid to fail because of rejection, of embarrassing myself, of feeling like a failure, for that humiliation. But if you say, I am afraid to build my best life because, those reasons lessen. Those reasons lessen. I am excited to build my best life because I am worthy. I deserve it. I want to build my best life. I deserve the best life. I'm excited to fail because that means I am one step closer to building my best life. And that changes. Instead of I am afraid, I want to. I am afraid to make that phone call because what if that person doesn't call me back? I want to make that phone call because it is a step in the direction of building my best life. I am excited to make that phone call because that phone call could lead to me building my best life. Replace those words. Replace fail with want. Replace want with excited. I am excited to fail because that is how I will succeed. I am excited to take those risks because I am worthy of building my best life. Write your desires down. Talk to people about your goal. When you write it down, when you talk about it, you speak it, you write it into existence. Those words are on the page. Those words have left your mouth and someone has heard them. It makes it more realistic. Commit to a goal. Commit to a step, no matter how small, even if it's just thinking about making that phone call. If it's thinking about writing that email, think about it. Put that positive mindset into action. I am excited to think about writing that email because that could potentially lead me to building my best life. I am excited to talk to that person about a professional goal because they might be receptive to it and help me achieve that goal. Failure isn't personal. We take it personally. We think it's an actual reflection of who we are. It's part of the process. Everyone fails. It's not personal. It's part of the process. And again, think about children. Think about the baby when they take their first steps, when they start talking. I mean, my gosh, they fail thousands of times. I've failed millions of times. And I have to remind myself, it's not failure, it's learning. And that helps me shake off those feelings of, wanting to be paralyzed. I want you to apply that philosophy to your own life. Think about kids. Think about nature. Think about the baby fawn that stumbles and falls and then walks. Think about a child learning a new skill. It's part of the process. It's not failure, it's learning. I know you can do this. Shift your mindset, write it down, talk about your goal, think about it, write down a step, talk about a step, and commit, and see how you feel, because I guarantee that you are going to feel so much better. And that is one of the most amazing life lessons that my kids have taught me, and I am blessed. Let that airplane go by. I am blessed because every day they remind me about that. I mean, I'm still working on that. It's hard to shift it after years of that outside conditioning. But failure isn't personal. It's part of the process, and it is the only way to build your best life, because you are worthy of that effort. I am wishing you incredible success.